When paint enters our waterways, it causes all sorts of negative effects on the aquatic life and other creatures dependent on our waterways, such as poisoning fish and shellfish, killing seaweed, ruining drinking water, and in large amounts, starving the water of oxygen. That's why we need to make sure that we dispose of paint safely and responsibly. Today I'm going to show you how to make a do-it-yourself device that I like to call the Sludgenator, made out of equipment that you could probably find around your house. This device allows you to wash out your paint equipment in an environment-friendly way. Please check out my website for more information about paint pollution and how to prevent it. So to begin making your own Sludgenator, get a 10-litre plastic paint bucket and a piece of aluminium foil. Next, trace around the base of the bucket with a Sharpie on the aluminium foil and cut out the shape. Next, repeat the last step, but instead use some kind of silicone mat. Now you're going to need to make some kind of hole in the middle of each circle. To do this, I've used 2 PVC watering system risers. Next, lay the 2 circles on top of each other and put them on the end of the watering system risers. Make sure that the aluminium foil is really straight. Now you need a washer and nuts to secure the circles on the watering system riser. Next, check that it fits into the bucket. Check that the aluminium foil on the bottom is really straight. If it's not straight, then the design won't work, so it's really important that it doesn't have any creases. As you can see, the handle is really floppy, so you're going to want to get a lid, but I don't have a lid, so instead I just used some cardboard and poked a hole through the center. And I'm just going to put the watering system riser through, and then that'll just keep it straight and also stop evaporation and any other hazards like that. For a disposable option, you can use baking paper instead of the silicone sheet. And for smaller amount of paint, you can use glass jars or something similar instead of buckets. To use the Sludgenator, fill it up to about halfway with water, then wash out your paintbrushes in it. Just leave it to sit for a few days, and then all the paint solids will have washed to the bottom. Now just pour the liquid into the garden, but make sure that it's nowhere near a drain. So as you can see, all the paint solids have stuck to the bottom. So if you just lift up the circles, you can see that there's not much that you have to clean. If you were using baking paper, then you would just throw it in the bin. But since I'm using silicone, I'm going to scrape all the paint off. I've now got enough off that I can just reuse it next time. And just throw all the paint solids into the bin. If you're using oil-based paints, use turps instead of water. And don't pour it onto the garden, pour it back into the turps bottle and you can reuse it. With oil-based paints, you can't put them straight into the house. You have to take them to a transfer station that accepts oil-based paints or the point of purchase.